Okay. This is the third time I'm doing this. Fourth time? Fourth time I'm doing this. I don't know how these YouTubers sit in front of a table or whatever and just talk. I'm not even doing that. I'm sitting on a chair holding my phone. But this is my thoughts on Stranger Things. Season 5. It's going to be full of spoilers, so if you want to quit, get away now. But I'm not going to talk about episode 1, 2, and 3. There's not much there besides the confrontation about Dustin and Steve. We all know this was coming. It happened because of Eddie. We all know this is happening. We all know Steve cares about Dustin. So when the confrontation actually happens, I was happy because it actually happened. And it was actually like two friends getting in an argument. It wasn't anything like shocking. It's like, yeah, two friends would actually do this. One friend trying to be like, I care about you, man, and I don't want to see you get hurt. I don't want you are worrying me. It was a good, what are they called? Intervention type deal. This fight actually happened, and you could tell that they're both emotionally hurt and stuff. And it was a good scene. I like this scene. That was a good scene. Dustin and Steve. They're two of my favorite characters. My third is Robin, and then Max. Those are my four favorite characters, and I like this scene. And Dustin and Steve were my favorite characters in season 1. I hated season 1. Season 1 was like a 4 or 5 out of 10. It just, the only reason I watched it was because of C-19, the pandemic, whatever I'm allowed to call it, was the only reason I watched season 1, season 2, and season 3. Because they were on Netflix, and I knew season 4 was coming out. So, I went into the season, and I'm like, okay, cool. This fight, I needed to see this fight. And I'm okay with it. Yeah. But then, Jonathan, this is the biggest one. There's 3 of these that basically happened. This is the one that bothered me the most. Is Jonathan and Nancy's almost dying situation where the building's melting around them and they're trying to survive, and they're on this table, which is not sinking through the floor, by the way. Everything else, the walls are melting. They fell through like 4 floors, yet this floor is not melting. Don't ask me why. I don't understand. It was a weird scene to begin with. It's Stranger Things, and it was strange. But I get it. It was based off of that experiment at the ship where they teleported the ship and people were melted into the walls and stuff. You can look it up. It's all over YouTube. Interesting story. It's fun. Who knows if it's true? But yeah. But they have this breakup / engagement of not being engaged, but here's an engagement ring so that we can be friends still moment. And it just seemed weird and kind of stupid. My fingers are black and blue. Ooh. But yeah. And I didn't like that scene. It was just, it happened. I didn't like it. It was just, come on, type deal. Kind of like this video is like, come on, James, get over this stupid, your opinion doesn't matter. I don't care. But then this episode 7 happened. Right after this scene happens, episode 7 happens. And it's real coming out. It's the main thing that happens during it. There's like a bunch of stuff. But he came out to people he didn't know. And people who already mentioned several times that it's like, yeah, we know you don't like girls. Several times in series it happened. Like, I thought everyone knew Will. I don't like Will. Will is my least favorite character. I'm sorry. Like I already said, I didn't like season 1. Season 1 was bad, but Will is my least favorite character, and I wasn't a fan of Will. And this was just like whatever. I don't care. He's gay. Robin's gay, and Robin's my favorite character. Steve and Dustin are my favorite characters, but Will is just one of those. I was like, oh, why? And I was like, okay, whatever. Well, I knew it was going to be big, but mine was Jonathan and Nancy's thing. I didn't like that. That was bad. I just didn't like it. I watched people react to it and stuff again, those episodes, and I was just like, this is probably my least favorite scene in the entire season. It kind of ruined it for me. That's why I say it's a 6 or 7 out of 10 season. But yeah, Will's thing happens. He comes out. And I was like, fine, whatever. I knew it was going to be big. And yeah. I'm going to try to make this about an 8-minute video. So let's try speed running around my 6.5. So we're at episode 8 now. Let's talk about Vecna. Just the CGI disgusting. He was so cool in season 4, and they made him look terrible in season 2 and season 5. I don't know why they decided to do this with Vecna, but he just looks terrible. I'm sorry. Like season 4, he looked amazing because it was practical. We got to go back to practical effects. But yeah. The team gets to the Mind Flayer and Vecna, and there's no Demogorgons, no Demodogs, no Demobats, nothing. Not even one of the slugs. It was plain, and it's like, where did everything go? This is supposed to be their world, and there's nothing besides Vecna and the Mind Flayer. It's like, where is everything? What the heck are you guys doing? I don't know. And they take down the Mind Flayer with pointy things and guns that don't work against Demogorgons. What the heck? What are these guns made out of? Why are they working now? I don't understand. They don't work against the common enemies. Why would they work up against the big boss? Who knows? Yeah. That happened, and I'm just... Yeah. That's one of the reasons this season is really kind of 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 kept territory for me. But I'm sorry. I'm just like, then they take it down as Revan and Vecna are fighting, and they're doing basically a beam struggle. This is an anime. Why are you just holding your hands out like, no? Apparently I'm not going to make the 8-minute mark. But yeah, I'm like, this is stupid. And I don't know. It's just a beam struggle. It's against a giant CGI guy who doesn't look as scary as he did in season 4. But yeah, that happened, and I was just like, okay, whatever. And what's her name? Oh, what was her name? The girl from the mom kills Vecna off by cutting off his head at the end with an axe. Again, an axe can kill him, but at the same time, we saw that file pokers and stuff can harm him, so maybe he's... But it was just like, okay, whatever. And then we have an hour and a half or an hour and 10 minutes of just pre-log. Like another entire episode of just sitting around talking. And I was like, wow, this episode is so boring. This was probably my least favorite episode. Was the last episode. It was just didn't make any sense. And I guess that's my thoughts because I'm going on 10 minutes. I'm going to wait for 10 minutes. But yeah, it was fine. I would not watch this season again, but I watched season 4, 2, 3, and 4 again. I watched them already twice. And I'll probably never watch this season again. That's just basically my opinion. Leave a thumbs up. Sorry I couldn't talk about everything, but yeah, I don't want to go overboard, but I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about Superman next. Or maybe one of my favorite superhero movies. You guys would never guess what superhero movie I'm talking about, so I might do that. I'm gonna rewatch it maybe tonight. And then maybe tomorrow's video, I'll do a reaction to that video. Well, maybe this weekend's video, I don't know. Tomorrow and Thursday will be long days for me for work, so I might skip that. But yeah, maybe this weekend. So maybe look forward to a Superman reaction or a thoughts on that movie. Leave a thumbs up if you're looking forward. I'm trying new things. I'm going to do some unboxings sometimes on here. I might do an unboxing of a K-pop album I got because I opened it already. But I actually kind of thought it was kind of cool when I opened it. I'm like, I'm going to do a video, I think. It's going to be short, but it's going to be interesting. See you guys next time. Bye.